Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Majesty Haiola, and today is part 5 of our Belief in Self mini-series. Today we'll be talking about I am statements. So everything following I am becomes a declaration of self. It's your truth. I am statements are one of the most powerful statements that you can have doing mindset work, identity work, and truly manifesting a life that you would love. I am is like magical because it's like casting a spell. So without it being woo woo and witchy, spelling is spelled Spelling. And so anything that you're writing, anything that you're saying is your truth. It becomes your reality. So I am and language, so your choice of words really does shape your reality. I have, I'm the oldest of 6, well, 7. So I'm the oldest, and then I have 6 little brothers. One of my brothers, growing up, he really adored my dad. My dad had great traits when he was sober. So he would end up in prison, he'd be in and out of jail, and not making the best choices, my father. Well, one of my brothers really idolized him and he just loved him so much. And so when he would get into trouble, my family would, get frustrated with him and scrutinize him. So I remember being a kid and asking him one day, when you grow up, are you going to drink like daddy? And he said, yes. And I said, and I said, when you grow up, are you going to smoke like daddy? And he said, yes. And I said, and at the time, maybe I was like 7 years old. I thought smoking cigarettes and drinking beer was like the worst thing you could do because that's what I was taught. And so my brother just adored my dad so much. And so when he would get into trouble at school, whether, the teacher calls and says he did whatever to disturb the class, or, he gets expelled from school, whatever it was that he was going through and was getting in trouble for, eventually some family members would start reprimanding him and they would tell him things like, oh, when you grow up, you're going to be just like your dad. You're acting just like your dad right now. When you grow up, you're going to be in jail. You're going to be in prison. Well, guess what? This little boy that's 6 years old, at about 26, he ends up in jail. So when you really think about that, what was that and why did that happen? And I would say that it's because of a certain belief. So because certain limiting beliefs were projected onto my brother, he eventually believed them. And so he created an identity and he went through life in this identity, making choices from this limiting identity. And the affirmation, if you will, for him could have been, I am just like my dad. And so he would then embody the best parts of my dad's behaviors and the worst parts of my dad's behaviors because of the belief he had that came from other family members constantly telling him these things. So it the language of telling him you're just like your dad, you're going to be in jail just like him, did shape his reality, and it came to pass. Similarly, there's differences in energy in how we make statements. So for me and that brother, right, we grew up very close together. We loved going to like water parks. Um, I don't even know what these things are called. Like the places that have roller coasters, amusement parks. So we love to do things like this. And one of his favorite things were roller coasters. I hated roller coasters. Still to this day, I'm not a big fan. But because I was older and he was always more like adventurous and more like gutsy, he would be like, oh, I'm going to go on a roller coaster. I want to go on a roller coaster. So I'd go too because I was like, he can't be better than me. So we would go and we're on the roller coaster And you start like the roller coaster starts going up to like the peak, and then you hear people on the damn roller coaster saying, put your hands up, put your hands up. And then people put their hands up and they're yelling and they're so excited. So he was one of those people. For me, we'd get to the top and I'd be like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. So I would try to crumble down into like fetal position. I'd literally plug my ears and I would literally close my eyes so tight and I would just hum to myself. And then I'd like pray in my mind that I was going to be okay and that I was going to survive this ride. So what's happening here, right? My brother and I are having the same experience. So we're experiencing the same physical activity, which is a roller coaster. Well, how is it and why is it that we're both having two separate experiences? He's enjoying it, he's having a ball, he's laughing, having the time of his life, and I'm literally going to die. And it stemmed from our I am statements. So he would go into the on the in the line for the roller coaster and be like, I'm so excited. I am gonna be on top of the world. I'm going to be like a superhero flying through the sky. And for me, I'm like, I'm literally going to die. I am so scared that I'm going to fall out of this machine. This is horrible. So our ideas and our thoughts and our language really did create beliefs, and through these beliefs we would show up a certain way, so there would be a certain identity that would follow. Another I am statement would be something like, I am fat versus I am voluptuous, right? So the energetic behind I am fat, maybe it sounds more like sad. It sounds more like disappointed. It sounds like someone that isn't happy or would like, or they may even tie their personal beliefs or self-worth to what they physically look like. Whereas someone who is having the statement of I am voluptuous, the energetic behind that is they love their body, they love their curves, they understand that there's people out there that prefer a thicker, curvier body, right? And so the way that we speak and our I am statements and the things that follow I am, they do matter because it's so powerful and it really is impactful. And so another one for me, I'd say is I was, I used to identify as like a workaholic. And so my I am statement when it came to taking a break and resting would be like, I'm tired. I'm so exhausted. Right. And then I learned, once I started to learn feminine and masculine energetics, and it has nothing to do with gender. But then I started to understand that resting was just as important as doing, right? So taking in that action, doing the masculine, it was just as important to rest and to recuperate and to recharge. So then my I am statement went from I am tired, I need a break, or I'm exhausted, I need a stop. And then it became I am ready for a recharge. I am so excited to get to take a break and relax and come back and be anew. So I am statements are just so powerful. And then personally for me, I would say affirmations are great. And you could say an I am statement is an affirmation because technically it is. But I would say let's take it further than just making a statement and saying I am and then follow it with like an amazing quote, if you will. So for me, something that really hits home was a moment where I didn't feel that I was enough. And I was really going through it. Now I'm in a space where I'm healed and I'm able to share this experience. But in 2019, I wrote on my mirror in my favorite lipstick, I am enough. And every morning I would read this 10 times and I would cry. Every night I'd read this 10 times and I would cry. And every time in between, anytime I went to the bathroom, I would read this. And sometimes 10 times wasn't enough. But by having a statement like, I am enough, it's really telling. So there was two things that I was searching for by writing the statement on the mirror. The first was I was hoping that I would finally feel that I was enough. And the second was that I was hoping that I would believe that I was enough. And so affirmations can be great, but be aware that your I am statement could also be very telling of what your limiting belief is that you're still holding on to. So for me, my limiting belief with an I am statement was that I wasn't enough. So for whatever reason, I didn't believe that I wasn't enough. But it really was just me forgetting that I was. And so I really sat and I thought, okay, what way can I share with my audience how they can shift through an I am statement and turn it into a strength? So for me, I would say one of my favorite quotes is that engagement breeds clarity. So if you're looking for clarification in something, you have to first engage with it, right? And so at the time, I was working in a commissioned based job. And so I would show up and I would do the best I could. I learned all that I could, and then I applied it in terms of sales. And so I would become the top sales associate in the department, then I would become the top sales associate in the store. And so by engaging with the different things in my life, I was cultivating evidence and getting clarification of, oh my God, I am enough. And so if you have a statement that is limiting or is telling of what you feel you're lacking, get out there and go engage with the world. Try something new. Get a little uncomfortable. Because through this engagement, you'll have clarification that this lacking I am statement isn't your truth. And you're currently living this reality because you're believing it, babe. So now I don't have a statement that says I am enough because I just know it. I already know that I'm enough. So I love you. And whatever you're going through, I promise that it gets better. And I would love if you would comment below and leave your new I am statement. I am to Majesty. And please remember to stay in love.